Welcome to a very special edition of Rampage Pro Wrestling. For the first time in our TV history, we're going to have a Mega Rumble. Not just a Rumble, but a Mega Rumble with 30 of the top stars in Rampage Pro Wrestling competing as the men will come out every 90 seconds. Another man comes out. We'll start out with two men. There's no telling what combination of wrestlers will show up, but I do know for sure that Kyle Matthews is in this match and Jimmy Rave is in this match. And after our last program, I do know that Kyle Matthews at some point wants to get his hands back around the throat of Jimmy Rave. Our referees are sanctioned at ringside
for the Mega Rumble, and will determine the #1 contender for J-Rod's heavyweight title.
And as Miss Allie just announced, the winner of the Rumble will become the #1 contender for J-Rod's RPW Heavyweight Championship. And we're proud to announce that we are now affiliated with the National Wrestling Alliance, the NWA, the oldest governing body in all professional wrestling.
Andrew.
Which now makes J-Rod's RPW Heavyweight Championship even more appealing to these wrestlers. Who would not want to represent the National Wrestling Alliance? We already have an NWA World Champion at Adam Pearce. We have NWA World Tag Team Champions at the Dark City Fight Club. And then we have our RPW Champion, J-Rod, our RPW Tag Team Champions, the usual suspects, our RPW TV Champion. Of course, we know Jeremy Vane, and the plot thickens as the NWA has been added to the plot of things. Now every man wants to be the top dog.
Well, and the second man out, Kyle Matthews, it appears is going to have to be the Iron Man to become the #1 contender. This is a 30-man Mega Rumble, 90 seconds in between competitors. This will be going on for quite a while.
And only one man can win the Mega Rumble. 30 men want it, only one will get it. And we start out with a great pairing, Kyle Matthews against Anthony Andrews. Remember, in 90 seconds, a new man will come out. You never know who's coming out next, and that's what makes this so interesting.
And all of the roster, with the exception of J-Rod and special additions who have asked Rampage Pro Wrestling to give them an opportunity, have been involved. The entire locker room is going to be clearing out for this particular match. Over the top rope elimination is how this thing goes until the final two competitors are in the ring. At that point, a referee will come into the ring, and then the match can be won by pinfall, submission, or by over the top rope elimination.
Great maneuvering here by Kyle Matthews, and now it is Andrews back with a side headlock. And Matthews now backs him up, shoots him off the ropes. Shoulder tackle by Andrews. Andrews now up and over his man. Kyle leapfrogs him. Turns around, caught with a hard jab, but not quite enough. As Matthews not registering, maybe he upset him a little bit. Hard chop by Kyle. Kyle Matthews has to be one of the favorites to win because Kyle Matthews, what a phenomenal year he had last year.
But what an amount of endurance he's going to have to win it. This match will go at least 45 minutes before its conclusion. And Kyle Matthews, to be the winner, is going to have to survive that entire time. By the way, to the best of my knowledge, Anthony Andrews is claiming to be undefeated in 2011.
7, 6,
Wow.
5, 4,
And that could
3,
change right here unless he is able to win this Rumble. And now our next participant comes out.
And your next competitor, Shane Curtis.
Shane Curtis, a newcomer. And Kyle goes right after him, and Andrew's still on those ropes. And it's Curtis trying to tie him up.
Now 2-on-1, Kyle Matthews down, and this is already a bad place for Kyle Matthews to be, but this is what can happen in these kind of matches as the individual competitors decide where their loyalties lie and where they think they'll have their greatest advantage. And right now, Andrews and Curtis have decided to team up against Kyle Matthews, and I can't blame them.
The unlikeliest of partners can take place in a Rumble because you'll do whatever it takes to win and to eliminate the key figures that you know are going to be a problem. Kyle Matthews obviously has a lot of endurance. It will be hard for him to stay in the whole time, but he certainly can do it. And finding a way with everything he has against both Shane Curtis and Anthony Anthony Andrews, good tackle there. Takes him down and goes behind him now. Picks him up into the ropes, trying to lift him. Not enough, though. Anthony Andrews towering over Kyle Matthews.
Well, Matthews is not one of the largest dogs in the fight, but there's a lot of fight in this particular dog, as he's proved in every single outing we've seen him in. Ever since he divorced himself from Jimmy Rave, he's become more a winner than anything else here.
9, 8,
and we're ready for our next
7,
competitor, Ben.
6,
And let's see
5,
who comes out to
4,
be the fourth
3,
man in the Mega
2,
Rumble.
1.
When a wrestler's eliminated, he will go back to the dressing room.
And this is Leon McMichael.
And your
Another
next
newcomer
competitor,
here.
Leon Barbed Wire
And
McMichael.
both of these men, McMichaels and Curtis, obviously wanted to make a name for themselves in Rampage Pro Wrestling. What a great win it would be for them to win this Rumble and be automatic #1 contenders.
Would be, and particularly for an unknown first time into Rampage Pro Wrestling, what a tremendous opportunity this would be, particularly as we just embrace the National Wrestling Alliance as a sanctioning body here. Imagine the way that'll get around to the various NWA promotions around the world. In Japan, most recently added 01 Max as the promotion there.
And right now, Kyle Matthews pretty much being triple teamed by these men. Arm whip now by Anthony Andrews. Oh, and Andrews charges into one there. And it's Kyle Matthews fighting back with everything he has, but it's 3-on-1.
You remember 01 Max was the promotion Kyle Matthews visited for several weeks in Japan, one of our NWA promotions. So already some of the influence that is happening worldwide with the National Wrestling Alliance is translating on the stars of Rampage Pro Wrestling.
Well, I know when they saw Kyle Matthews, they had to say, where did this kid come from? And as soon as they found out Rampage Pro Wrestling, they wanted to get on board.
Well, Kyle Matthews definitely worse for wear here, 3-on-1,
10,
not a bad. And
9,
now a fourth competitor,
8,
one only has to
7,
hope it's someone a little
6,
sympathetic
5,
with Kyle Matthews.
4, 3, 2,
And you never know, it's the luck of the draw in that dressing room. Who's next?
And your next contender.
And this is Justin
Epic
Grant. First time I think
Mitchell.
we've seen him out here in the ring. I've seen him in other promotions. Impressive young athlete.
Yes, he is. He's a trainee of the late Ted Allen, the Nightmare.
Very much so. The final trainee, in fact. And what an influential looking athlete this is. Oh, big forearm in the corner. Another forearm. And he is going, I understand he's referred to by many as Epic.
Yes, and Justin Grant certainly very aggressive as he came in the ring. And luckily for Kyle Matthews, Kyle's able to get a breather.
And Anthony Andrews paying no attention to Matthews, and that is a big mistake, as he's finding out right here, because Matthews is wearing him out with slaps to the face, and now Andrews may not be defeated, but he's about to get dumped. He manages to survive right there, and again he manages to survive, but he's been knocked for a loop, and it looks like we don't yet have our first competitor out. Well, we do now.
There's that slurping kick from behind, and that'll take him down to the first man eliminated. Anthony Andrews is done, and there, look at this drop kick. Beautifully executed drop kick by Kyle Matthews.
And Matthews stands alone in the ring. 4 competitors eliminated. Anthony Andrews is out. Shane Curtis out. Leon McMichael's out, and Justin Grant.
And Kyle Matthews has fire in his eyes. Whoever comes out next has got to face a roaring Kyle Matthews, and you know he would love to win
10,
that RPW
9,
opportunity.
8,
#1 contender.
But who's the next competitor?
6, 5,
Remains to be seen.
4,
Could be a friend, could be a
3,
foe.
2, 1.
Well, definitely no friend.
And your next competitor,
Jimmy Rave approved Corey Hollis, and they're going toe-to-toe in the middle of the ring. And it's just gotten serious again for Kyle Matthews. Already he has to be feeling the impact of having gone against 3 competitors for as long as he did. Nearly 5 minutes in the ring already. More for Kyle Matthews as he ends up with a fresh Corey Hollis.
And that is dangerous on itself. Corey Hollis, an outstanding wrestling competitor. He can get the job done in the ring. Kyle Matthews now returns to top, and Corey Hollis goes back to the corner. Matthews down on one knee. Hollis coming in a little bit more carefully this time, more cautiously. Hard chop. You can hear those chops all across John G. Bunsen.
Well, and he may not have heard a lot of noise out of what Corey Hollis just threw, but it knocked Matthews down, and that kick to the back you could hear all the way out here. Stiff kick to the back right there, jarring the spine, and another one with a knee this time to the back of Kyle Matthews.
And now Matthews getting up slowly. Looks a little infuriated, takes him and
returns the favor.
Snaps him over there, snapmare, and runs his head right to the turnbuckle.
And now Matthews trying to eliminate Hollis. He's got him up in the corner, but Hollis hanging on for dear life. He doesn't look like he's going to go anywhere anytime soon. Still a little too fresh to be easily eliminated by Kyle Matthews, I think.
He's got that leg hooked, and again, the strength has to be a little weaker. Kyle Matthews has had quite a battle thus far. At one time, fighting 3 men alone. And a kick to the midsection by Corey Hollis.
10,
Corey Hollis, another man who would love to get that opportunity with J-Rod.
And Hollis takes him over hard, and you could tell that hurt Kyle Matthews. Who do we have next? It's Ace Haven.
Your next
Ace Haven, a dynamite competitor, comes in, and he is electrifying in the ring. Clothesline, Haven off the ropes. Good leg lariat. And that time, good leg trip from behind.
Nice job there. He's got Hollis rocking. Hollis, though, cuts him off with a headbutt to the stomach, hooks him. Big suplex there, and say goodbye to Mr. Haven.
And Haven that quickly out of the ring.
Has been eliminated.
Corey Hollis taking full advantage of the inexperience factor.
But that allowed Kyle Matthews an opportunity to recover, and he's able to cut off Corey Hollis, and now has smashed Hollis into that second turnbuckle. Hollis comes off with a back elbow, rocks Kyle Matthews back, and it's back to these two great competitors.
And now Hollis trying his best to hook those legs and the head and to dump Matthews over. No easy task. And over there on the ropes, Kyle still fighting back. Remember what's at stake here: to be the #1 contender for the RPW Heavyweight Championship. Every man in that dressing room wants that shot.
Matthews rocks Hollis back, and you could hear that chop all the way through the building. Throws him into the corner, chest first. Has Hollis now compromised and down, and Kyle Matthews is up and strong at this point in the match. Hooks him from the side, brings him down with a backbreaker.
10, 9,
and now here comes
8,
the count every 90
7,
seconds. A new man
6,
comes in.
5,
Who's advantage?
4,
Flatliner type
3,
move there, and he's got
2,
Hollis down
1.
as we see who's next. It's Jay Stakka.
Your next competitor,
The
Jay
self-proclaimed
Stakka.
superstar, Jay Stakka. And if he wants to be a superstar, this is his opportunity to be just that and to win this Mega Rumble here. You're watching Rampage Pro Wrestling. We will return here, by the way, on Saturday, March the 5th. Look on the calendar. Some great matches have been taking place the last few weeks. If you're missing it live, you're missing something big. Come out and see us.
Well, Stakka was a little stupid there, posing and talking to the crowd, and that allowed him to get
Stakka
eliminated.
has been eliminated.
And he didn't even get his vest off.
No, but and he didn't even break much of a sweat. That shows you can't lose focus on these matches at any time. You go over the top rope, you're eliminated. There's no comebacks in these particular matches.
Kyle is almost out of the ring now as he is doubled over, hanging by his feet. Now getting the momentum back up to balance himself. Now he is on the ring apron. Very dangerous place to be in a Rumble. Hollis caught with that slurpy kick, and you heard it pop, and that is his secret weapon.
I'm not sure that was the total Slurpee. That was definitely, though, a beautiful side kick right there. Knocking it of both men, though, down and tired. We're already 8 men deep into this 30-man Mega Rumble at this point.
And right now it's Matthews, uppercut, polo-like forearm on Corey Hollis. Hollis now with the boot to the midsection and an uppercut of his own.
7,
And now we got to wonder who's going to be
5,
next.
4, 3, 2,
And I'm sure these men don't even have any idea that the count's going on. There's so much in this match. They'll know, though, in a moment when the next competitor steps into the ring. And meanwhile, it's Hollis raping Kyle Matthews over that ring rope, choking him. And here comes
next competitor,
the RPW
Jeremy
TV
Bay.
champion. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back with more action.
Of course, you see he takes his sweet time getting out there. He's in no rush. But you'd think he would be at this point. There's always been an association between the Jimmy Rave approved team and Jeremy Vane, and right now, here's 2 men that are used to working together against one opponent, and this is an opponent that's been in from the very beginning.
Now Kyle's fighting with his legs and his arms, and he is going to have to fight hard against these 2 men now because they will align themselves with each other. You notice that Jeremy Vane very proud to be the TV champion. Where's that belt down? He's the face right now of RPW Championship Wrestling. What about if he get a shot at the RPW title?
And right now, this is a bad situation for Kyle Matthews to be in. He's up against 2 strong opponents. This is probably the toughest competition he's been up against since this match has started. And you can tell that Kyle Matthews is in a world of trouble at this point. but he manages to kick Vane off, and he's fighting
10,
back from underneath.
9,
and now
8,
with less than 10
7,
seconds till
6,
another opponent,
5,
all 3 men are,
4,
well, I was
3,
going to say down, but
2,
Vane is up, and
1.
he's all over Kyle Matthews. And here comes
Your
Ryan
next
North.
competitor,
Ryan North, another newcomer
North.
here who signed up for this Rumble. VDT applied just as fast as this young man got in the ring, and Jeremy Vane tossing him. Now going to make short work in short order of that newcomer.
Ryan North has just
Ryan
been eliminated.
I think he just went north.
Well, and you would hope that someone would come in to break up this 2-on-1 attack on Kyle Matthews, but Ryan North, game as he might have been, was not able to even impact at all. Immediately with a VDT, he's down and viciously thrown out over the top by Jeremy Vane, and now he and Corey Hollis are both back on Kyle Matthews.
You know, the VDT is usually a move that you see to finish a match, to win a match, but certainly it's devastating enough to knock you out long enough to throw you over the top rope.
Very much so.
And there Kyle Matthews in a bad way here. He's got 2 men on him.
And we're only a third of the way through this match, Ben. Still plenty to go. This will take up our entire hour of this week's television, and what a tremendous hour it's going to be. And you know the stars that are still anticipated. If you've seen them on Rampage Television, they're yet to come here in this Mega Rumble.
And you know, somewhere down the list is one Jimmy Rave.
Very much so. But also down the list, there's Crew Jones,
10,
AJ
9,
Steele, Murder
8,
One, Bull Buchanan.
7,
So many
6,
of the great stars still to come.
5,
Who's next?
4, 3,
And there's 3 men in the
2,
ring, all
1.
3 now groggy.
And a member of the Cash Vault is in the
Your
ring.
next competitor,
Bobby Moore hit for hire,
Moore.
and that's what he does immediately, right to the back of Kyle Matthews. And now it looks like it's going to be 3-on-1. Well, you begin to wonder where the loyalties are going to lie, but it appears right now all 3 of these men have one thing in common, and that is they want to attack Kyle Matthews.
Well, these 3 are used to sharing the same dressing room, but not much else. They don't really have alliances with each other. But certainly they may have one thing in common, that is a hatred for Kyle Matthews.
Very much so. Well, Kyle Matthews has become an extremely popular competitor with the fans and with a good portion of the locker room, and equally as unpopular with another section of the locker room. His recent successes have led to an awful lot of jealousy within the locker room. And that is a seed that Jimmy Rave will fertilize and allow to grow as much as he possibly can.
And now it's Matthews being worked over by Vane and Moore. Double arm whip. Pick him up, high backdrop, a double backdrop by Jeremy Vane and Bobby Moore. These 2 working very well together for people who don't know each other that well in the ring.
Corey Hollis wants him to hold him up, and he comes in with a big knee, and he comes off the ropes. That single arm snap neck breaker right there, and what viciously throws him down,
10,
and it looks like they're going to go and eliminate
8,
Kyle Matthews right
7,
here. And they got
He
him.
is out. I believe he's out.
4,
He's managed to hang
3,
on to the ropes.
2,
He never.
Let's hope for a little help here. It's Frankie Valentine.
Your
And
next
that is the friend of
competitor,
Kyle
Frankie
Matthews that he needed.
Valentine.
And if Matthews can hold on, and yes, he does, he's on that apron, but Frankie Valentine now pounding away at Corey Hollis, cut out by Jeremy Vane. Remember, Bobby Moore's still in there, and Kyle Matthews now firing away at Bobby Moore. Pandemonium in this Mega Rumble right here at Rampage Pro Wrestling.
Well, it's 3-on-2, it appears, and this reunites an old tag team here. What were they called?
The team of Frankie Valentine and Kyle Matthews were the RPW Wrecking Crew.
The Wrecking Crew back together again, albeit for a short period of time and in this particular match. But you have to realize that both of these men are also going to want to be that #1 competitor for the heavyweight title. Allies at this moment, but what will happen as this match progresses, only time will tell.
When you're in the ring with these 3 men, Bobby Moore and the Corey Hollis, Jeremy Vane, you need a Wrecking Crew.
Very much so. But right now, so far, this is Valentine has provided Kyle Matthews was a little bit of a rest and at least has eliminated it down to only 1 person on him. But you can see that he's starting to show signs of real exhaustion in there, but still a tremendous amount of fighting hard now. It's 2-on-1 right there, but Valentine is able to fight back against Corey Hollis and Matthews. No, wait a minute.
Oh, look at
Now
that.
Vane is all of a sudden trying to throw Bobby Moore.
Vane realizing that alliance is not what's going to win him this
And
match.
here's Chip Day.
Talked about
Your
alliances.
next
Now here comes the
competitor,
second
Chip
member
Day.
of the Jimmy Rave approved group. Obviously, he and Hollis going to work together.
Well, now the deck is stacked right here, and there are no real alliances. I thought Bobby Moore would stay loyal to the group that appeared to be Vane and the Jimmy Rave approved group, but it appears Bobby Moore is fighting his own battles at this point, almost at this point. An elimination by Jeremy Vane, but not so much.
Now remember, you are not eliminated unless both feet hit the floor.
That's very much so. Just going over to the outside, even 1 foot on the floor is not sufficient.
So just because they go over to the apron, they are not eliminated until they hit the floor. And Matthews, who has been a target ever since he walked into this match, has been in this match the longest of anyone in the ring, and certainly he's in a bad way right now.
Well, for a while, Moore and Vane were after each other, but now it appears they've come to an agreement that Frankie Valentine is a better opponent for both of them to beat up on. But Valentine able to get across and break up the double teaming on his partner Kyle Matthews, getting him a moment's breath air. But this 4-on-2 is starting to weigh down both Kyle Matthews and Frankie Valentine.
So these two need some help. They need some reinforcements to come in.
9,
There's too much for them to overcome.
7,
4-on-2.
6,
And here's our
5,
next competitor
4,
right here.
3,
We have to hope for some
2,
help for
1.
Valentine and for Matthews, and they get it right here. Adrian Hawkins has hit the ring.
Your next
Adrian
competitor,
Hawkins certainly no stranger to
Adrian
Jeremy
Hawkins.
Vane, and certainly is in that ring like a house of fire, pounding away now at Vane, now turning around. And look at this now. Hollis sets up for suplex. Kyle Matthews suplexes him over
And
the
Hollis is out.
Corey Hollis has been
suplexes him
eliminated.
over the top rope, down to the arena floor. Hollis is out. And look at Frankie Valentine. And they are pounding away now.
And wait a minute now, Valentine and Hawkins have a hold of Vane, and up and out. There goes the TV champion, and he's been
Jeremy
eliminated.
Vane has been
He thought he was
eliminated.
untouchable, but he just got touched.
Bobby Moore thrown into the corner, comes off with a forearm, and down goes Kyle Matthews. But Valentine and Hawkins right now have taken over on Chip Day.
And look at them trying and desperately to get Chip Day over. And it's Bobby Moore now trying to eliminate Kyle Matthews, obviously.
Matthews manages to hang on, cut off there by Frankie Valentine on Moore. Hawkins is all over Chip Day. And right now, the numbers advantage seems to be for those that would have a degree of loyalty to Kyle Matthews, and opportunistic time for that for sure. Wait, up and over. No, Hawkins able to hang on, able to save, but he grabs Chip Day. Day is out, and now they're both fighting on the apron.
10,
And either man can
9,
go down, and the count's
8,
on for a new
7,
competitor to come
6,
in. Matthews
5,
is resting.
4,
You saw that
3,
knee drop by Matthews.
2,
Clothesline, and
Well,
One.
Bobby Moore is out. Chip Day is down.
The next
Oh,
competitor,
And it's the
the
judge.
And
The
Bobby
judge,
Moore
here
has
comes
been
the
eliminated.
judge.
And Chip
Picks him
Day has been eliminated.
Choke slam. And now look at these chops not even registering on this man. It's hard to read. The man can't see his face, but you can see that powerful body. The master of the claw hold.
Well, just when you thought that there was going to be an opportunity for just a little bit of wrestling in here, out goes Frankie Valentine, press slammed out of the ring.
Frankie
Impressive show of
Valentine
strength
has
there
been
by this
eliminated.
man, the judge. Mystery man that he is. Hawkins grabbed. He's slung over by the judge.
Adrian
And
Hawkins
now
has been
the judge has the
eliminated.
claw on Kyle Matthews.
No! That devastating claw, we saw him apply before. And certainly we've seen what happened to Gayton as a result of that. And now, Kyle Matthews fighting for his very existence in this match. The judge hasn't even broken a sweat. Charlie Cash scored big when he brought this man in.
Well, he's not going to be able to defeat him in this fashion. He's going to have to throw him over the top. But if he passes out, Kyle Matthews is literally going to be at the mercy of this big man. There's not going to be anything Matthews is going to be able to do except hope that somebody else is able to get to.
We'll be right back. Don't go away. A forearm and a hard chop, and the judge not moving. The judge picks him up and slams him down.
He didn't get a lot of height on that, but he threw him down hard, and that's an awfully big man, and now he's hooked him, threw him over, and it's already goodbye to that
Shawn
big man,
Hunter
Shawn
has
Hunter.
been eliminated.
And Kyle Matthews got just a few seconds to breathe. Comes in with a chop. Kyle Matthews is not a quitter. He may be down, Bill Behrens, but he is not out.
Very much so. And the judge back on Kyle Matthews. I don't know how much more of this that this man is going to be able to take. these may only be 90-second increments, but it's got to seem like an eternity to Kyle Matthews when he's caught in this painful hold. We've seen the impact of this hold before on various others and the damage it's done to Doc Gayton, to Mr. Jones.
Look at the fury of Kyle Matthews trying desperately to fight back. Kyle Matthews is a fighter. Don't take that away from him, but he is in a bad way right now. He's got that claw, and that claw throughout the history of pro wrestling has been one of the most feared wrestling holds ever. The likes of Fritz Von Erich, the spoiler, Jack Morgan, all use that claw-packed song.
7, 6,
and now finally someone else is coming in, hopefully
4, 3,
to give Kyle
2,
Matthews the help he needs.
1.
And let's see who this is. Another big man. This is Ox
Your next
Madison, and
competitor,
he's got that
Ox
kind of size. But he's
Madison.
taking his time, and who can blame him?
And notice how he is looking at this man, the judge, and the judge, you can't see any facial expressions, can't see the eyes, can't see anything on the judge, except just awesome power when he grabs him.
Ox is in the ring, and these are two big men, almost the same size, but still the judge towering over him. Headbutt by Ox, nothing from the judge. Big chop, nothing again from the judge. Nothing has seemed to phase this big man.
And we're talking about a big man here. He picks him up and slams him.
And he got him up a bit on there. Impressive show of strength there. And the judge is reigning supreme in the middle of the ring. Matthews, though, getting a much-needed respite. But there, looks like, yes, it is. We've already lost Ox Madison.
Ox Madison
Kyle now
has been
almost to his
eliminated.
feet, still so groggy. So much has been taken out of him, not only from being in this Rumble from spot number 2, but from that claw for so long.
And Matthews gamely trying to fire back, but again, caught in the claw by the judge.
There's got to be someone that can come out here and stop this judge. You know, we don't know a lot about him. He's mysterious. All we know is what we've
10,
seen.
9,
He's dressed in black.
8,
Well, and here's
He's
another
wearing a mask.
opportunity. Let's
6,
hope for somebody
5,
here.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Kyle Matthews on one knee, and here comes
This is Brandon Collum.
another
Your next
newcomer
competitor,
here.
And he's gone to the top.
Brandon
Good move on his
Collum.
part right there, but nothing.
Went for a crossbody, landed on his head, and didn't even move the judge.
And the judge is now going for the claw on this kid. He's got a hold of him. Look at that strength. And he throws him over the top with the claw, Ben.
Brandon
One
Collum
hand, that
has been
claw on the
eliminated.
temple of this newcomer, Brandon Collum, whose debut was very quick. These young men came in to be a part of this Rumble, hoping that they could make a name for themselves. They had no idea what they were facing in this judge. Kyle Matthews still fighting back, but again, no registration. All in vain. But he's not going to stop fighting. He's not going to give up. Who can stop the judge?
It appears no one so far, and the one person suffering the most. Everyone else has had just a moment with the judge in the ring, and it's been a brief moment at that, as 3 different men have come in. 2 preceded that. The judge single-handedly has eliminated 5 men so far in this match and continues doing damage to Kyle Matthews. You have to wonder, did Jimmy Rave get to Charlie Cash and tell
10,
him, send the
9,
judge after this man?
8,
And now
7,
there's another poor
6,
soul that's going to, but this is not a poor soul, and he's not going to wait.
3,
It's not Gayton.
Johnny Gayton is
1.
here, and he
Next
certainly has no love
Dr.
lost for the judge or
Gayton.
Charlie Cash.
Double sledgehammer, another sledgehammer. The judge is blowing, they're going toe to toe, and the doc is not backing up. He's laying those sledgehammers in as hard as he possibly can on the big man. Now, fast that Porter, he's got him in the corner. This is the first anyone's even been able to rock this big man.
It's like David and Goliath. Doctor's just being towered over. Doc an outstanding.
Wait a minute, I think he's got the claw on the doc.
No! Again, Charlie Cash paying this judge, whoever he is, to destroy Rampage.
And
Pro
the judge
Wrestling
is just forcing
leader.
him back into the corner. The doc has a hold of that hand, trying to pull it away from his head, but he's unable to do it. And now the doc trying to find a way to get greater leverage in this situation. This is a pretty good move. He's trying to get elevated right here, trying to take away some of the leverage from this big man. Smart move. No one's tried this before. Going to be hard for the judge to hold on with the same power with the doc up as high as he is right now. I don't know what he's doing here, though. He's heading over the top rope, and that's not a good idea.
Smart move to get up there. Don't know what he's thinking now. It's hard to think with a claw-like grip.
Wait a minute, he's
on
got a
your
hold,
head.
and the judge is holding on for dear life, and the doc is not letting go too, and now they're both out on the ring apron, and they're both down and eliminated. The doc has eliminated the judge.
And
I
the
don't think
judge
the
has
judge
been eliminated.
cares. Because I think he
10,
wants
And
to
he's
just-
forcing him
9,
over into the
8,
corner. Doc has
7,
just
6,
got a hold of a chair.
5,
He just got the
4,
judge in the back. He's got him
3,
again in the
2,
stomach.
1.
He's got the chair up, and he's got the judge, and the judge is heading
Your
to the back
next
as Mike
competitor,
Posey heads
Mike
out. Doc
Posey.
Gayton may not have won this fight, but he did what other people couldn't. 5 people before him failed, but Doc Gayton managed single-handedly to eliminate the judge,
And
sacrificing himself in the process.
Thank goodness he did that. And I know Charlie Cash not happy about that, but right now in the ring, Mike Posey with a Kyle Matthews, who certainly is a lot less than 100%.
Oh, and Mike Posey clearly in excellent position, fresh as a daisy, the 20th man out in the ring, and that means that at this time Kyle Matthews has been in this ring for nearly 1/2 hour on his own, fighting back against all comers, and now here comes a fresh and dangerous man in Mike Posey.
Mike Posey arm hooks Kyle.
But Matthews able to kick him back.
Running clothesline. And again a clothesline by Kyle Matthews. He's got the momentum going. Arm hooks into the corner. Kyle charges in. Posey moves out of the way.
Smart move on the part of Posey right there. Matthews, though, you have to know, is not by any stretch of the imagination 100% at this point. He's operating on fumes at this point.
Now Matthews straight over the rope. You see Posey now lifts him and drapes him upside down. Not a good position to be in.
But we've seen this before. Up, over, and a drop kick in the corner in a
9,
vulnerable position.
8,
And now another
7,
competitor.
6, 5,
And
4,
Kyle Matthews now
3,
being worked over
2,
by Mike Posey. Another one of the
And who do we have now?
Jimmy Rave approved.
1/2 of Hot Like Lava. It's Crew Jones.
And Crew Jones making his way to the ring very slowly as well. I'm sure he would love to just watch these two beat the living daylights out of each other. He's another man who has vocally said he would like to have that RPW Heavyweight Championship there.
Well, Crew Jones smartly knows he's in this match for a period of time. If he's going to get to the end, he's taking his time, letting Posey do the work. Now Matthews is down, and now Crew Jones willing to come in and help him eliminate Kyle Matthews. And this could be it right here for Matthews. They've got him up and in a vertical position and almost over at this point, but he's hanging on for dear life. And how is he able to keep from going out, Ben? I don't know how he's doing it.
He has a lot of heart, but that's all he has at this point. Just working on instinct alone. Certainly when he was trained by the late great Ted Allen the Nightmare, he was taught to never give up.
And he comes up with that knee, manages to rock Crew Jones back, and that's enough to roll back into the ring.
And Crew Jones now put the boots now to the back into the midsection. And they're hitting from both sides with those boots. Mike Posey and Crew Jones, an unlikely combination. Normally not a tag team, but certainly
10,
they're on a
9,
mission right now together
8,
to get rid of Kyle
7,
Matthews.
And let's hope there's a little help here for Kyle
5,
Matthews. Still
4,
plenty of people to come,
3,
and hopefully
2,
some that will be
1.
a benefit to Kyle Matthews. But this isn't an example of that.
Your next competitor, Dany Only.
Charlie Cash bringing out Dany Only. Certainly one of his new acquisitions, the Hate Junkies. A tag team man who certainly knows his way around the ring, a very dangerous competitor. Kyle Matthews now 3-on-1. And this isn't the first time in this match that Kyle has been 3-on-1. He has had to fight so many men in this match. Nearly impossible for him to survive in this match at this point. Remember, this is number 22. He's been in here since number 2.
And they're getting well over a half hour in the ring. Just the amount of intestinal fortitude, of endurance that this man has, the physical conditioning, just remarkable to be able to survive at this point against 3 competitors like this. 3 of the top competitors in Rampage Pro Wrestling, 3-on-1 against Kyle Matthews, and yet he hangs on for dear life and continues to fight back against insurmountable odds.
He knows enough to lock those feet to keep going over. This tells you how much it means. This is not just a wrestling match, Bill Behrens. This means a lot to be the #1 contender in Rampage Pro Wrestling, especially now that we're affiliated with the National Wrestling Alliance. Don't go away. We'll be right back. More action.
10, 9, 8.
And now picks him up now and
Oh,
going to
six,
drop him over.
Drew Jones about to eliminate him right
four,
here as we wait for the next
three,
competitor.
two,
Let's hope it offers some
one.
assistance to Kyle Matthews. Marvelous Michael Stevens, that should be helpful.
And no feathers,
next
no
competitor,
flashing lights. Just
Marvelous
marvelous Michael Stevens coming in the ring
Stevens.
and being worked over now.
But he
men-
manages to knock those two heads together, comes off, catches both men right there with that moonsault. Posey in, up, and down again. And Michael Stevens has done what others haven't been able to do and create a little bit of a space for Kyle Matthews, who's in the corner trying desperately to get a second win, or at this point, a third, a fourth, a fifth win.
Dany only and Drew Jones now working over.
But that
double
didn't
teaming.
last long, did it?
And there you see Mike Posey not allowing the rest on Matthews. Trying to eliminate this man. They know what a force Kyle Matthews can be. Even in this weakened state, how do you throw him out? And right now, Dany only being almost tossed out by Stevens. Drew Jones now kind of sitting back and watching.
Well, he's being the smart man in this particular match. This is a match where you need to survive, and if nobody's grabbing a hold of you and trying to throw you over the top, you're getting further down the line to becoming the #1 contender for the heavyweight title, and you know that Drew Jones would love an opportunity at J-Rod.
You see Mike Posey saying, please, grab him, because Matthews is certainly the best of Mike Posey. And there you see Matthews just fall straight backwards. Very little life left in Kyle Matthews at this
10,
point. And Mike
9,
Stevens being worked over now by
7,
Dany only.
6,
Let's pray something that comes out here to even these odds up a little
3,
bit.
2, 1.
And that's not going to be it. That's Stryknyn, the other
Your
half
next
of the Hate
competitor,
Junkies.
Stryknyn.
Now you have a tag team combination of the ring, and we know what their alliance is. We know they're going to be together in everything they do, and double teaming now on Marvelous Michael Stevens. And meanwhile, Kyle Matthews being double teamed by Mike Posey and Drew Jones. So you got two double teams doing it at the same time, and this is a mega rumble. The only way to be thrown out is to go over the top rope and land on the floor, and thus far Kyle Matthews has not been thrown out.
And Mud Matthews is darn close again, but once again to the apron, but not to the floor, and they're trying as hard as they can, and he's hanging on for dear life. On the other side, Marvelous Michael Stevens trying desperately to fight back, 2-on-1, creating some space between himself and both Hate Junkies, but they're not letting him run very far, and they're on top of him again.
I want to say again, it's a great thing to be a part of Fox 24 once again, and also excited about March the 5th when Rampage Pro Wrestling returns on Saturday, March the 5th. Put on your calendars.
What a tremendous event that's going to be, fans. You're going to want to make your plans to be here, or if you can, bring the whole family to Johnny G's, spend the afternoon, and then enjoy the evening here at Rampage Pro Wrestling.
We got bumper cars now.
Tremendous.
And in the ring now, it looks like a mini battle royal, as you've got 2 men
10,
on Mike
9,
Stevens,
8,
2 men on Kyle
well,
Matthews,
7,
and someone else
6,
coming out.
Let's hope this
5,
doesn't get worse
4,
for Michael
3,
Stevens and Kyle
2,
Matthews than it already
1.
is. Already it's 2-1. No, it's Drew Adler. This is going to be helpful right here.
And
Drew
that's
Adler in with a knee. Doesn't
Adler.
catch any of that, but he's able to keep going. And there, he gets the knee again, grazes him, catches that one full on. Repeated punches there, catches him there with a side leg whip, and he's got Stryknyn down. Posey comes in, cuts him off from behind.
Looks like a car crash in the ring, all these bodies laying around.
Adler was doing his best coming in, but really didn't have his offense focused as he came in. A little bit of desperation rather than a little bit of thought process. I think he saw the damage that was being done to Kyle Matthews and Marvelous Michael Stevens and wanted to do whatever he could to create an opportunity for them to get a second win. And it helped a little bit, but not an awful lot, although Michael Stevens is back on Posey in the corner, but Matthews still down and still suffering here, having been in this match since the very beginning. Now both Hate Junkies have taken Drew Adler, and they have him up and nearly over the top.
And Kyle is over the rope too. Drew Jones has him draped over. Meanwhile, it's Mike Stevens fighting back against Posey. Got the Hate Junkies double teaming Drew Adler, and Kyle still hanging on for dear life.
Well, Michael Stevens, it appears, has taken the words of advice Sal Renaro gave him recently about taking everything he does in the ring seriously, so other people will take him seriously. And by
10,
golly, he's been that guy
9,
since coming in,
8,
as has Drew Adler.
7,
Let's hope
6,
there's somebody that's going to come in that's really going to even up the score
3,
at this point.
2, 1.
And now
Oh, yeah.
Your next
Murder One,
competitor,
who certainly has a
Murder
mission.
One.
And These are two people he's been wanting to get together with. No love lost for Crew Jones, one for Posey. All 4 people are down, and Murder One standing tall, and he sees Posey. Punch for Posey, another punch for Posey. 3 or 4 grabs a hold of him, takes him for a ride. Posey up, over, and out.
And Murder One has been eliminated.
Remember, they're the
Marvelous
man.
Michael Stevens, though, just eliminated by Dany Only on the opposite side, but Murder One's on him immediately. Remember, it was Only that seriously burned Murder One. We're still seeing the bandages from that, and he's going after that burned area right there on the top of Murder One's head.
Right now you have the double team now on Murder One. You have Drew Adler coming in and trying to help him. And meanwhile, Kyle Matthews is just laying there trying to regroup as Crew Jones turns his attention to Drew Adler.
Drew Adler trying to reverse, up, over, and Adler just got eliminated.
And he didn't even hit the apron. He went straight over, and that's a long, tall drink of water to go flying up the top rope.
And now we've got a little 2-on-1 at this point, and it's not looking good. It's 2-on-1 over the corner on Murder One. Crew Jones 1-on-1 against Kyle Matthews over the corner as Drew Adler eliminated on the far side, but Murder One still fighting back. A lot of pent-up aggression there from this man over what happened to him last time he was here. And let's see who's going to be out at this point. Is it going to get better or worse for Kyle Matthews and Murder One?
Well, just the fact that Kyle Matthews is still in the ring.
It's going to get worse.
Your next competitor,
Kyle Matthews, a
Shawn
phenomenal competitor.
Banks.
You have to give the devil his due. If he doesn't win this match, he certainly is a winner just for staying in it for this long.
And Shawn Banks comes out, does a little dance, and immediately attacks Kyle Matthews from behind just as he's starting to get to his feet. Jones down, and now we've got 2 men, both hate junkies. It's just like last time. Murder One alone against the hate junkies, but fighting back. There's no fire this time except in the heart of Murder One.
Exactly right, and right now it's Crew Jones now picking Kyle Matthews up. Murder One pounding away now in the corner, and the hate junkies now cutting him off. You've got the Hot Light Lava team trying to eliminate Kyle Matthews. The hate junkies working over Murder One. Who will be next? How will that affect this combination?
Well, we're at this point, we're 27 people in. There's only 3 more competitors left in this match at this time.
And right now you see that boot being just planted into the face, both of them, into the head of Murder One. And Crew Jones and Shawn Banks just play. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back with more action. The fans certainly are cheering and asking for their own favorite.
10.
Well, I think what they want is they want the other half of the usual suspects at this point, and certainly he's one of the 3 remaining, and it could be him at this time.
That would make a huge impact. Should it be?
Oh, yeah.
AJ Steele.
He's in here, and he's another one. He wasn't here when the fire incident took place, but he's here now.
Well, and look at him. He's
on
off
fire.
He is not. This isn't going to be pretty. He's just grabbing a hold of people and beating them up at this point. You thought Murder One was angry. AJ Steele wasn't here to help his partner when the fire got thrown. But he's back now, and he's wearing out Dany Only over in the corner. Payback is due, and it's being paid in spades here.
And then the boots, Murder One gets back up, putting the boots now to Stryknyn. Dany Only thrown across the ring. Tries to brace himself. He sees Shawn Banks, Crew Jones, and Kyle Matthews over there into the ropes. Look at that sidewalk slam. And taking him to the streets, AJ Steele. And in the corner, still being worked over Kyle Matthews. And you see Murder One now.
And they got
some payback.
Hot like lava staying out of this fight at this point, staying on Kyle Matthews. Murder One and AJ Steele on the hate junkies. They've got a hold of them. And it looks like we may be saying goodbye to the hate junkies. 1, 2, and they're up and out. But wait a minute.
Dany Only.
Shawn Banks has grabbed a hold. Crew Jones has grabbed a hold. And they're out.
10,
And Kyle Matthews tried to eliminate Shawn Banks
7,
as he was not
6,
looking.
5,
Murder One,
4,
AJ Steele, the hate
3,
junkies have been
2,
eliminated, but that fight
1.
continues on the outside as Hot Like Lava is
has been
2-on-1, and
eliminated.
here comes Jimmy
And the next
Rave.
competitor,
And look at Crew Jones and
Jimmy
Shawn Banks backing
Rave.
away. Like they're just going to feed Kyle Matthews to Jimmy Rave. This may be what needs to spark Kyle Matthews is seeing Jimmy Rave.
And they're
AJ
just
Steele
holding
has
Kyle
been
Matthews up for
eliminated.
Jimmy Rave at this point.
as beaten down as Kyle Matthews
And
is.
he wears in. Hate Junkies have been chased to the back at this point by the usual suspects. And now it's 3-on-1 and not looking good for Kyle Matthews. Was only one competitor left, and you know who that's going to be. It's the big man.
And he's a former RPW heavyweight champion who says he never lost the title.
Last time we saw Kyle Matthews and Jimmy Rave together in the ring, it was a fan strap match. Jimmy Rave worn out by those straps, but he escaped the ultimate humiliation by running out the front door and jumping in the back seat of a car and escaping. Sal Rinauro promised that Kyle Matthews would get Jimmy Rave, but I don't think this is what he meant.
And you know, there's no man in this Rumble who Kyle Matthews would rather get his hands on than Jimmy Rave. It's too bad that he can't have the freedom.
Matthews able to kick back on Rave and is able to get him right in the knee. Matthews still has fight in him, but look, Crew Jones just putting his foot on Kyle Matthews' foot to hold him back, and now Rave single on there.
They better not turn their back.
And Hot Like Lava is not paying attention.
And
here comes the big man, Bull Buchanan.
Former RPW champion who has made it no silence treatment that he wants the RPW gold back around his waist.
And Bull Buchanan has Shawn Banks up and over, but not, well, there he's out there. Crew Jones did that.
Shawn Banks
and now Jones is out and Buchanan is there, and I don't think Rave knows it.
Has been eliminated.
I do not think he realized this was about to back into a bull, except now I think he feels the presence of the big man, Bull Buchanan. And Jimmy Rave now begging off, and the fans certainly know what they want to see. Kyle Matthews in that corner, a lot less than what he wants to be. Jimmy Rave now fighting the Bull. Give him credit, he'll fight back if he has to.
Oh, and in the corner, Rave manages to get out of the way. Bull in the corner, Rave comes in, up and over to the outside.
And gets the drop kick, and Kyle Matthews
Jimmy Rave has been eliminated.
Jimmy Rave, and now it's just 2 men in the Mega Rumble.
And now it's pinfall, submission, or over the top rope will determine the #1 contender. Kyle Matthews, who's been in this match now for over 40 minutes, been here since the beginning, second man out against the fresh man, Bull Buchanan, the former champion. This is it.
And this match, a main event anywhere under normal circumstances. And now it's Kyle Matthews having to fight for his very life against a man who all he sees as he looks at Kyle Matthews is that RPW heavyweight title. He wants it back bad.
He ducks that one. He's all over him at this point. Kyle Matthews doing everything he can, but he's against a monster in Bull Buchanan.
And those chops registering, but not taking him down. Bull says enough of that. Grabs him by the throat, tosses him back. Bull moves out of the way. Kyle moves out of the way. Bull hits the turnbuckle. Kyle on the top rope now. Standing drop kick off the top rope, and the pinfall counts 2. Almost eliminated the Bull. Remember, Kyle Matthews has been here almost the entire Rumble since spot number 2. Now sets him up for the Hodaka lock. Can he get the Bull in the Hodaka lock? Such a big man not able to do it. Bull backs into the corner, and Matthews goes down. Hip toss all the way across the ring. And walks right into that boot of Kyle Matthews. Kyle's doing whatever it takes. He went for a crossbody, missed. And that time, he double arm hooked him and threw him halfway across the ring. The big man, Bull Buchanan, on a mission to win this Mega Rumble. And
this is not looking good right here. Kyle Matthews being forced over. The much bigger and stronger man and fresher man, Bull Buchanan, and Matthews has been fighting insurmountable odds, and now Buchanan stitches up and he's going in. Kyle Matthews is able to escape, and Bull catches himself. Matthews, he's got him all but out at this point. Matthews, all he has to do is get him one more time. This could be it right here, Ben.
And Bull almost hit the floor. He's on that apron. Kyle's got it right here. Charges in, no!
Catches him hard with that fist. It doesn't get much closer to that. Kyle Matthews was just so close at this point between the number one contender, and these fans want that right now. They may like Bull Buchanan, but at this point it's Kyle Matthews who has to be the favorite in this particular match. But Kyle Matthews still has a ton of fight in him. Oh, wait a minute. He's up. He's over. And Bull Buchanan believes he's got him, but Kyle Matthews is hanging on. Wait a minute.
Did you see that? Jimmy Rave
Kyle Matthews has been
causing
eliminated.
the elimination of Kyle Matthews after a hard-fought rumble. Jimmy Rave, who's already been eliminated by Kyle Matthews, and Bull Buchanan, although he wanted to win this match, I don't think this is how he wanted it, but he is now the number one contender for the RPW heavyweight title. But I don't think Bull Buchanan's real happy with Jimmy Rave right now.
Bull Buchanan wanted to be number one contender, but I'm not sure that's the way he wanted it, and I guarantee Kyle Matthews still has a score to settle.
And the winner of the
But Bull Buchanan will, as number one contender, have an opportunity against this man, J-Rod.
Against J-Rod.
And
Bull
J-Rod with that beautiful
Buchanan.
gold belt, walking out to the ring, seeing who the number one contender is. He already knew that Bull Buchanan wanted this shot, and now Bull Buchanan has earned this shot against J-Rod. And you may be looking at a match that certainly could be a main event anywhere with the RPW Championship. Bull Buchanan sees it, and he likes what he sees.
Bull Buchanan may not feel, some of the fans may not feel he earned this spot, but by gosh, he has it. And if you remember how he lost the title, he deserves a title match. And J-Rod has to know that that's what he's doing.
Certainly the fans were behind Kyle Matthews, the underdog, as he survived so long in the match. What a fight it was. You're watching Rampage Pro Wrestling. Join us again next week for more exciting action.